Hello and welcome back to Shadowrun Returns. I'm Ariel from Ariel Hates Games and I promise to never let a Let's Play go unfinished. Now, last week we fought some guys in the warehouse where the latest Ripper victim was, and our shaman, who was the victim's sister, managed to talk to some spirits, and the spirits told us about some evidence that had been left behind, a blood sample from either the Ripper or his accomplice. So let's go find someone to analyze that blood for us. So we're back in the Seamstresses Union now, and apparently Mrs. Kubota is in the back. Hopefully she'll know more about where we can analyze this blood sample. Gathered around the intimate back bar, Mrs. Kubota and her coterie gather for breakfast, with the lady herself doing the cooking. The smell of soy cav and something resembling sausages fills the room. What's in the sausages? Ohio, would you like some... Forgive me, but you look like hell. A long night. She looks you over, noting the signs of your nocturnal activities. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good one. I agree. Good to be back in one piece. It is good to have you back. Thank you. I can tell you have been busy, and I can see by the look on your face that there is something you need. Is it about the Ripper? Yep, I found some DNA evidence and I need help analyzing it. That is excellent. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. I am certain someone in the safe house will be able to help you, if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. Thanks. Gambate kudasai. Good luck. Alright, downstairs we go. Morning. You look like you've been up all night. You look like you've seen some action, too. Where's Doc Castle? Asleep, I assume. Do you need a med kit or something? I need someone to analyze a DNA sample. Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. He considers for a minute. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. It could decode DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use of highly expensive equipment that would require otherwise. He brightened. I just read a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you want to know about it? The owner's identity. Ah, that's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence. But that's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via a matrix run. Will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. Alright, let's give him the sample. Ariel, when David gives me the sequence, I'll jack in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. If this works, I'll bring back more than just a sample. Whose blood is it? Could be the Emerald City Ripper. No drag. He turns to Johnny, excited. Wake up, Johnny boy, you've got work to do. And Ariel, if you need any gear, I'll be right here. I just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, Ariel. You need some hardware or software? Not right now. Let's go meet this man at his rig. Let's talk to him first. Was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me? I've got a flight recorder? Wouldn't happen to be an Ares flight recorder, would it? Some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of it for you for, say, 20%? That leaves 2,000 for you. Ah, well, I guess we'll have to take it then. Pleasure doing business. Alright, let's go talk to Johnny. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in a science journal, and he was working from memory on minimal sleep. That's great, Professor. What's the plan? Wow. We hit the Lone Star DNA databases first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives. Then we go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get you into their private grid easily, but I've got to warn you, once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? Well, none at all. So what do we do now? I have a Trode net here. It's a headband you wear that lets you piggyback me in the Matrix. You'll see and hear everything I do. Oh, we're in. Your synapses light up as you connect your consciousness to the digital world. Although you aren't jacked in like Johnny, the sensation is overwhelming and electrifying. You can only imagine the way it feels for him. DNA match located, 100% match, arrest records database. Subject, Silas Forsberg, deceased, chop shop surgical assistant. Break-in and entering, 2 counts. Indecency, public indecency, 1 count. Brought in for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. 100% match to a dead man? Let's keep looking. Autopsy records. Subject: Silas Forsberg. Subject was found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to the disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called police when no one answered the door. This just keeps getting weirder, yeah. Right, let's see what the Newsnet archive says. Silas Forsberg, the body of Silas Forsberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for as long as a month when Forsberg's landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives had issued a statement saying Forsberg's death had been ruled a suicide. According to the reports, his body, a mass of puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medication and sedative. The man's employer claims he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of this psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life, as is far too common here in the sprawl. Giving it all to his psychiatrist, that's kind of fishy. That might be something we can go on. Let's regroup in meat space for a bit. So, here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man, whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to his psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find his doctor. You in? Sure, punch it, man. Let's do some more decking. Okay. Searching medical records for Silas Forsberg. Alright, let's see. Start at the beginning. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born. With the aberrant physiology we're seeing, there is no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seemed to have no effects. Upping the dosage. Okay. Data missing or corrupted. Contact your administrator for help. Alright, let's go to the present then. This file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most significant. It is written by a Dr. Henry Holmes. Silas has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medications have proven especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly an unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimicked speech patterns and adopting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of the patient, I am assigning another doctor to his case. I will inform him at his next session. Got a name now, Dr. Holm? Let's keep going and find out where he works. See that one elf at the crime scene though. Watch out, the black I see could fry our brains and kill us. Employment records located. Henry Holmes, MD, PhD. Well, let's check out the current employment status. Dr. Henry Holmes currently holds the position of Chief Psychiatrist and Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. Psychiatrist in Residence, Mercy Mental Hospital. Attending Psychiatrist, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish. Attending Psychiatrist. Okay. And then from 2030 to 2040 he was a private practice. Okay. Bingo. Back to meat space again. Let's go talk to David Fry. David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now, I have my theories, but what do you think is going on here, Ariel? I think it doesn't belong to the killer. I think the killer is using it to throw us on a loop. That's what I think. You seemed pretty sure when we got it here that it did. What about Silas's autopsy report though? Anything stand out? The face was so mangled that they had to use dental records. Good catch. That matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss, swap the teeth and throw the heat off your trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. Oh, so he's just not dead. Okay. But why would he need to go through those lengths? Did the police records have something linking him to a different crime? He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True, wouldn't look too good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Silas left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes. Employment records have him as the administrator at Mercy Mental, and the picture on his file matches the person you saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All evidence points to him being the killer, whoever he really is. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I side-loaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cut. Thank you, I'll see you later. Alright, so after hiring a crew, we're now ready to go to the Mercy Mental Hospital and talk to this Dr. Holmes. Hey there! Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, and I hope you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also, you can click the nifty looking bell to get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Till next time.